Hello, everyone. My name is Laura Beal with Hummingbird Wealth Management, and I want to welcome you to our 2022 series where we are getting to know small businesses in the Frederick County community. And I have joining me today, Joey with Vetted Trainers. And Joey was a finalist in the Best of Frederick as a personal trainer. So we are going to spend a little time and learn a little bit more about Joey and what he does. So I'm going to kick this off, Joey. Just tell us a little bit about you and the business.
Absolutely. Yeah. So first, just a little bit about me. Pretty much all through my life, I've been involved with athletics, whether it be sports or just general outside activities. My parents really put a lot of emphasis on like me getting outside and being active and enjoying, seeing what my body can do. But I really didn't know that's the career path I wanted to take, anything with athletics or coaching or anything like that. I was mostly interested in business throughout school, and I did excel in that quite a bit. Going into college, I really didn't have an idea of what I wanted to do, so I decided to go to FCC, and I did that for about a year and a half. And at that point, I realized I didn't want to take it any further until I knew for sure what I wanted to do. So I took a break, and around that time is when my mom had been going and training with a trainer named Joel. And she kept raving about him and how great he was, helping her rehab from her hip surgery and other things. So I decided to meet him and just see what he was about, because I had gotten into weightlifting about a year or two prior to that, but I really didn't know anything about what I was doing. It was something that was interesting to me, and all my friends were working out. So I wanted to learn more. And pretty much right from the jump, he and I hit it off. I could tell he generally cared about me and was interested in me. And that carried over to all his clients. I could tell that he genuinely wanted to make a difference in their life. And so that spoke to me right from the get-go. But besides that, his knowledge was also very impressive, and I was trying to pick things up as fast as I could right after meeting him. And those two things are what really sparked my interest and got me motivated and ready to learn more. So yeah, that's pretty much everything about me. In terms of vetted trainers, it wasn't even a thing until me and Joel and one of our other trainers, Jose, kind of created it together.
Very good. You mentioned a couple of things that I think are really important is being able to have a connection. When you're looking for what you're going to do as a career or who you're going to work with, I think it's really important to have that connection so that, it's a cohesive team and you feel comfortable. And I think that kind of reflects over when you're working with your clients. So you said the business started what year?
It would have been 2019 is when we started.
All right. And so what do you offer to clients? Because there are a number, there's gyms and all kinds of things out there for someone looking to, work out or work with a trainer. So, but what do you do with your clients?
Yeah, so in terms of our services, we're not very traditional. We don't have like a big gym floor where you can just come and work out. We have a smaller private studio where we work one-on-one with clients. So we do in-gym sessions there, but we also offer virtual sessions through FaceTime, Zoom, or whatever streaming service, and in-home sessions where we would go to the client and help them out in the comfort of their own home.
Okay.
Those are our three main things right now. We are adding in a fourth service in April, vetted nutrition.
Okay.
So we're going to help a lot with food and weight loss and weight management and things like that. But
Okay.
we'll have more information about that soon.
All right. That sounds good. So you mentioned you have a couple of trainers. Are there a number of trainers on staff now?
Yes, we're up to about 7 trainers, and plus Joel, our owner.
Okay. All right. Great. And talk to me about clients. What are the age groups, or do you have a certain a certain niche that you work with, and, what would bring a client to you?
Yeah, so vetted trainers in general works with a huge variety of clients from all different walks of life. We have 80-year-old clients, we have middle-aged clients, and we have young teen clients as well.
Okay.
We've worked from anywhere between like girls softball teams to elderly people that are just trying to get their arm above their head again.
Okay.
So, and then personally for me, I would say I focus on people with injuries. I like to help heal pain and help people get their freedom of movement back in their joints. Um, but yeah, that's really my niche. But everyone has a little bit of a different, each trainer has a different niche that we try to, when Joel brings on a new client, he tries to see who would connect the best with them and who would be able to help them the most with whatever their goals are and whatever their things that they need to overcome are.
Okay. That sounds great. So I know you said you guys started up right in the middle of or at the very beginning of the pandemic. So how did you go about finding clients?
Yeah, that was definitely a rough time um, to start off with. Pretty much without virtual training and gym in home sessions, we probably wouldn't have survived that time. But luckily, between those two things, we were able to get by. And really, for finding clients, word of mouth helped us a lot in the beginning because we were just starting off with our website and getting the SEO, the search engine optimization up, and our social medias were also very small at the time. So pretty much word of mouth and just referrals from our existing clients were the main thing that got us through that time period.
So is it opening back up now? Are you having more people coming? I almost feel like after, and going through COVID and having things kind of begin to open back up, that maybe there are people that are really excited now to, get out and start doing some things health wise, even some mental health there a little bit of being, kind of confined to home and so forth. So are you seeing it sort of people getting really excited about getting out?
Yeah, for sure. There was a huge uptick, after the lockdown got lifted. I mean, that was a while ago now, but
Right.
I remember after that happened, everyone started coming back to the gym. It was great to have that community feel back in there because it was a little bit, like just doing it over the phone. It's not the same. It's great, but it's not quite the same. So yeah, having that community feel again back in the gym was amazing. And really, we've only had one other downturn when Omicron was kind of going crazy there
Okay,
over the New Year time. But other than that, people are excited. People are happy to be out of the house, and they're loving it. So I'm
good,
loving it too.
good. So you kind of shifted. I mean, you shifted from business to personal training, and you are a young man. So obstacles, if what kind of obstacles did you, encounter in your journey? And what kind of things did you do to overcome those?
Yeah, well, for me, it was really my obstacles, I would say, were just trying to figure out where I wanted to direct my life. And that just took a lot of like deep personal thinking and just time. And also not being afraid to try new things. I think, if you're afraid to even try something, you just get kind of caught in that position where you don't know whether to go left or right. And so you just stay in the middle and don't do anything. And I think it's just better to get out there, try something. If it doesn't work out, just move on to something else.
Yeah,
And luckily for me, I only really had to just try the school for a little bit. And then I tried personal training. And so far, it's working out great.
good, good, very good. So resources, making that shift. What kind of resources do you find most helpful? What things do you do maybe daily or weekly that just help to grow your knowledge of the personal training world?
So for me personally, I love using YouTube as a resource for learning because it's just so vast, and I learn from visuals and hands-on things.
Okay.
So watching something really helps me learn, but also just in general, trying to keep up with anatomy uh, and physiology, and using like any workbook resources I can use, listening to podcasts. And then in terms of vetted trainers, I would say just having our team and our cohesive unit has been the biggest game changer for me. Because I notice, at least for myself, I always get the most out of myself if there's other people that, my performance affects them too. So it pushes me to work harder for everybody because we're all working as a team together. And some of the things that we do are our team training. We have it every single week where all the guys from the team meet together and we work on building new skills, whether that be enhancing our anatomy knowledge. We could be going over a new strengthening program, whatever it is, just having that progression each week, that the grow or die mentality has been tremendous for everyone increasing their knowledge and becoming more efficient at training and helping people really.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love it when you said grow or die.
Yeah,
That is, I think sometimes we feel like as we progress through life that, you never know it all. Or we become very complacent, I don't know if I want to grow, but in essence, it is. You lose things. And so grow or die, that's a good way to put it. And
oh
I
yeah,
my daughter shared with me one time, she gave me this little magnet that I keep, because I changed careers midlife. And it said, about getting out of your comfort zone. Life begins outside of your comfort zone. And it's just a reminder that get out, do it, and kind of get over that fear of, so even somebody looking to get into working with a personal trainer, sometimes there's a fear about that, or there are things
absolutely.
that go through our mind, like, am I going to be able to do this? Am I going to embarrass myself? And right down to, um, maybe I've had a bad experience at a gym. And
Right.
so it is being able to step out of that comfort zone and try something new. So that's great. I'm going to remember that, grow or die. Um, so a piece of a nugget of information, something that you want to share about yourself or the business that maybe people who know you don't even know. What would that be?
Yeah. Yeah, so for this one, I'll start with vetted trainers. And I touched on a little bit earlier, but there's another part of it that I want to talk about too. One thing separates vet trainer and the other gyms in the areas are focus on healing injuries and helping people really build up the entire package of skills. So like for example, we don't want to focus just on strength or just on getting really flexible. We want to combine all the elements and all different types of skills to create the most like well-versed person. Because you that way we could take a vetted trainer's client and they could compete in a vast variety of competitions and place really well in each of them. They may not win in each of them, but they'll place really well. And then if you put someone else who's like focused on one thing, they're going to win that one event, but everything else they're going to do not so great at. So that's kind of our philosophy. And I think that way of thinking is definitely a lot different from other places. And another thing that people may not know about vetted trainers is that we are going to be opening up the vetted nutrition soon, which is a huge piece of health and wellness. Because if you have a super inflammatory diet, then all your joints and your body is going to be inflamed, and that's going to send a lot more pain data, as we like to call it, pain signals throughout your body, and then you won't be able to train or make progress. So
Right.
adding in the nutrition is going to be huge for sure.
Yeah, I
And
definitely.
then as far as me personally, something that people don't know, I'm getting pretty good with gymnastics stuff.
Okay.
And I really want to learn how to do backflips. I'd say those are two things people don't know.
Okay. All right. So very interesting. So when you master this, we'll have to bring you back so you can demonstrate.
Absolutely, I would love to.
Well, and I speaking about the crossover of everything that fits into, wellness, health wellness, that it's not just about how much weight you can lift or can you run this far, or it's that combination. So, in thinking about that, when I think about all different types of things you do in wellness, yoga and meditation and all of those, just different realms to help our bodies and our minds feel really
Yeah,
good. So I think that definitely, that's something that is very attractive to what you're doing. And being able to kind of look at all those different types of services out there, because they really do all fit together.
yeah, for sure. And we don't want to be one dimensional, you know what I mean? Because like, I don't think a 80-year-old grandma cares about how much she can bench press, you know. She wants to feel great and be able to move around. So that's what we're going to provide, you know.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, definitely, definitely. Um, so as we're kind of wrapping up, any piece of advice that you might want to just give to someone out there who's maybe thinking about getting into the personal training business, what they may need to do, what you would suggest?
Yeah, for someone getting into personal training, I would say really just like not trying to cut any corners in terms of the certification process. Just try to learn the source material as best you can and get it done, and make sure you stay on top of the certification because
Okay.
you have to renew every 2 years. And then I would say really try to find a, and I know it's hard, it's harder than it sounds, but just try to find a community of people, whether that's like one or two people, it doesn't matter. Someone that you trust and that it's going to be on your team, and work with them if they're also going down the same path, and try to help each other out. And I think that makes a huge difference.
Okay. All right. Well, Joey, thank you for sharing with us today, sharing with me, and sharing for those that are listening as well. If someone wanted to reach out and talk to you a little bit more about the services that you provide, how would they go about doing that?
So yeah, I'm available on Instagram at Joey Bornango. I'm also on Facebook, same thing, Joey Bornango. And then my phone number is 240-575-4656. And then if you want to just go ahead and search up vetted trainers, we are on Google. We have www.vettedtrainers.com. And we are also on Instagram and Facebook at vetted trainers.
Okay. All right. Once again, thank you for sharing. And I definitely, everybody reach out, give Joey a call, learn a little bit more about what he has to offer, and see if Vetted Trainers is going to be a good fit for you. Um, and once again, my name is Laura Beal. I'm with Hummingbird Wealth Management. And if you would like to learn more about what I do or more about the Hummingbird Wealth Management team, you can visit us at hummingbirdwealthmanagement.com. Once again, thank you, Joey.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Laura. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.